Good morning. What is up on this fine November 19th morning? Got a great show ahead. Got a lot to unpack in the world of sport. Obviously, James Franklin just had his press conference for Virginia Tech. A few things that he said that I kind of highlighted with that matchup. A lot of people, and I don't know if it's just Penn State fans or what, but there's a lot of like hate towards him. He's a good coach. I mean, the thing is, right? You can't win the big one. But we'll get into that. Before we get started today, hit that follow button. Like and subscribe if you must. Greatly appreciated. Thankful you're here. And give me a shout. Call the phone line, the Couch Coach phone line, 404-590-3224. Leave a message. I'd love to air it on the show, kind of get your thoughts and how you're feeling about things. I think there's a lot going on in the college world. As we get into it, the rankings the committee last night came out. I don't know. How do we feel? I have mixed emotions about it with how they're doing things, and then backtracking. Then they're like, oh, now a conference championship is a valid data point. It's like, so said team, any conference has 2 losses, makes the conference championship. Now, the conference championship should be conference's 2 best teams, right? The 2 best teams should meet in the conference championship. You shouldn't penalize them or punish them for lack of or a loss because now they have 3 losses. Like, I don't see how that makes sense for a lot of reasons. They made it to the conference championship because now you're going to have teams not wanting to get the conference championship. Just be, I don't want to say mediocre because it's not. You're not mediocre if you're underneath but if you don't make the conference championship, right? Now you have a safer, right? You're going to get into the I have some mixed emotions about that. When you look at it in the sense of the CFP from last night with what we dealt with, obviously the upset of Alabama, and then the upset of, not really an upset for Texas losing. But it is they dropped 7 spots. So I think, it's their losses, not just the Georgia loss. Even though if they may have, to that point, if they would have played Georgia closer, if they would have played Georgia closer, they probably would have had a chance. I don't know if they had a really good chance, but they would have had a chance. Now with what do they have? 3 losses. You're just not getting in. You got beat by 25. And so now the questions are coming. Is Sark staying? I've seen it asked a little bit. Why is Sark's name up for the Titans job? Is he leaving Texas? Desmond Howard says, per his X account, I think, he said, hey, there might be a chance that Texas and Sarkisian part ways at the end of the season. Now, I don't know if they are or not. The AD came out and said, this is false. Just like with Lane Kiffin, the AD apparently he had an ultimatum yesterday. He made that very clear on the McAfee show that there's no ultimatum, which is, who knows? Yikes. Michael Penix. Boy. Let's see here. I don't know if it's really breaking news because it was reported the other day, but after further medical evaluation has been determined, Atlanta Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. will undergo season-ending surgery for a partially torn ACL. And usually you would be like, oh, is it the surgery he had already on the one knee? The dude's had 5 surgeries, I think it is. And let's see here. Schefter posted about it yesterday. In his college and let's find it. It's not good. That's the worst part. Is it's not good. And we took him. We, as in the Atlanta Falcons, took him so early. All to come on, Shefty, where's it at? I wonder if you put it in that thread. Let's see. My man just can't. Thinking this will be his 5th. Is what I'm looking for. Yeah, here it is. Oh, Lord. Falcons quarterback Michael Penix suffered a potentially season-ending knee surgery during Sunday. That was the... So I think he quote tweeted this and said, it's like his 5th surgery or something along those lines in the past, his college and pro seasons, which is absolutely crazy. And we took him so early. What up, what up? What's good? Having a Wednesday. What is up? This kind of weather out there doing the roller coaster is crazy. It's warm and it's cold and it's warm and it's cold. The stomach bug, Moment of silence for Cassidy and the stomach bug. Time has passed. Hope you get rid of it. That's got to go, boy. That stomach bug got to get up on out of here, boy. Don't even bring that up near me, boy. Oh. Trevor got it running from both ends of the field goals, huh? Yikes. Boy. Oh no. Can't believe he would get his daughter sick. How rude. That's what Jameson would say. How rude. Oh, Lord. The committee is, I thought with the committee season after season, it was going to get better. It feels like this year is an absolute disaster. With teams ranking where you've got a head-to-head win over team. Hold up. We them boys. You literally. Oh, hey, thank you for the goat. I ain't know what that was. I appreciate. Yes. You've got Miami at 13th and Notre Dame at 9. You'll have to tell me if why does this keep not saving my bookmarks? It's about to irritate me. So, oh snap, that's interesting. All right, so I'm gonna play.
Hunter, I want to talk. Let's talk first
Because this is just out of this world. What are we doing? Like, this is the
Hunter, I want to talk. Let's talk first. Miami, based on the rankings, will be in the field. We know they have to win the ACC to get in. How close is Miami and Notre Dame in terms of evaluation within the room?
I think when you look, Reese, at Notre Dame and Miami, we really compare the losses of those two teams. Miami has lost to two unranked teams. Notre Dame has lost to two teams that are ranked in our top 13. And so we really haven't compared those two teams. They haven't been in similar comparative pools to date. But Miami is creeping up into that range where they will be compared to Notre Dame if something happens above them.
Okay, you guys have talked about putting teams in.
That first. Okay. Mr. Hunter says Miami lost to two unranked teams. Notre Dame has lost to two ranked teams in their playoff. Miami is the team. Now, this next part is what is absolutely asinine.
Tiers. Not asking you to speculate, but just from a philosophical standpoint, once a team is in the same tier, if Notre Dame and Miami were in the same tier, or any two teams you played, how would you describe the weight that head-to-head matchups carry when the evaluation process?
Hold on. I don't know why we're even making tiers. The goal is to get the best 12 teams in, I think. I think that's their goal.
Start.
Well, I think you look at what happened this week when we compared Alabama and Oklahoma in a similar spot where 8, 9, and 10, where we were comparing those teams. Oklahoma obviously got the nod based on their 2-point win at Oklahoma. So if Miami and Notre Dame are in a comparable tier, comparable range, the head-to-head will be a significant data point that we will use.
Okay.
And on the subject of data points, teams that make conference championship games but potentially lose them, what is the philosophy there? Because it could give them more losses than some of the other at-large teams that they would be being compared against.
Well, The data point of a conference championship game will be just like it is in the past. It is another data point for most teams, a 13th data point that will be used to compare them to other teams in the ranking.
No.
Hunter, thank you very much. We'll look forward to talking.
Stephen Reese was like, "What the hell was that answer? How are we going to do that right there? How are we taking the rankings into the conference championship games and then punishing a team if they lose?" And I was talking about this right at the opening, but nobody's going to want to make their conference championship game. That just a 13th data point. Now, my take on it this morning was, and yeah, Notre Dame's always going to slip in, which is sure. Do your thing. But a team like Notre Dame who doesn't have a conference championship game, like there's not even a chance that they have a 13th data point, if you will. So that's one of those things that I don't understand. But I'm sure the committee will get it right. They always get everything right. They never got anything wrong before. Pretty good. There are some pretty and this will change, right? This will change twice before the end of the year. This will change twice. With the season we're having, I wouldn't count out Texas messing around and ends up beating Texas A&M on rivalry week. You know, when you look at like these opening games now, Tulane, the group of five, again, I just keep going back to it. Is our goal to get the best 12 teams in the playoff? Are we giving out, like, if they are playing lights out? Yeah, I know you can only play your schedule, but if you're dominating your schedule, you're probably going to be ranked in the top 12. But the fact that you add in the highest, group of five conference champion, and then you have Miami here. I don't know that Georgia Tech doesn't win the conference. I think that the ACC is wide open for them to win the conference. Shout out. Hold on. We them boys. So how you doing today? How we doing today? Besides, the obvious, man, that's terrible. I hate that. Got to get that up on out of here quick, boy. Where you think you got it from? I need to share my link. Hold up. We them boys. And yeah, Notre Dame is always going to find a way to slip in. And I don't know. Is Jeremiah Love the best running back in the country? Yeah. Also, they wouldn't be in this position of worrying about it if I don't know where it's at. Jeremiah Love ran the ball against. They ran the ball he ran the ball like 10 times. Since then, he's running the ball like 18 to 20. So if they would have ran the ball, especially on the Miami defense that we're seeing, they probably wouldn't have lost that game. Now, they all say, give us a couch coach call. 404-590-3224. Let me hear what's on your mind. College ball, NFL ball, life. Hey, I'll try to answer it all. Ain't gonna affect me. Maybe I can help affect you in a positive way. So, give us hit the phone line. Because we're all couch coaches, right? Unless you are a coach. We're all going to question. I'm a couch coach. And I understand a little bit of film and schemes and plays, but nowhere near to the extent of the actual coach. But boy, I'm always going to question what he's doing on offense. I know, that's terrible, I know, but man, open the playbook up. It's like you want to get that adrenaline pumping. Let them have a little close, make them feel like they in it. Maybe that's what strengthens the team. I'm gonna say maybe that's it. Oh, let me post on here. We are live. We are live. Flag on the play. You might be onto something. That might be an interesting segment. Flag on the play. You know what? Yeah, it is. But anyway, thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining. Let me go up in here. We're going to do this like this. Yeah, I was talking about that. Let me put this. Yeah, I was talking about that. I think probably right before y'all had joined that. Michael Penix. This is like his fifth or sixth, or I don't know, maybe like sixth or seventh. I think it's like his fifth or sixth AC injury on his knees. We took this kid with the eighth, I think, the eighth pick. And so, Michael Penix, I hope you become the franchise future, but boy, as many ACL surgeries as you've already had, it's going to be it's going to be tough to come back from that. I hope he does. But it's one of those things that's a lot of cartilage. Your knees at one point are just cooked. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but look at this. This is not normal. Brother. Where is that? And so I guess keeping Kirk Cousins was I don't know if you call it smart. I don't really know if it's I don't know if you call it smart. But the fact of the matter is, where was this thing at, bro? Here it is, right here. Yeah. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, you'll see right here that it's not funny, but it is the truth. Like, bruh, you're flipping knee. This is back when he was at Indiana. Like, moment of silence for all the knees that Michael Penix have already used up. Time has passed. Man, I didn't do him like that. Falcons did him like that by bringing him in with the 8th pick or I don't even remember at this point because it was one of those picks that you don't. Hey, another one, Raheem. Guess what, Atlanta? Another one. Go find a new head coach. Guess what, Atlanta? Draft another one. We're going to go through another quarterback. At this point, can Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier just be... Can we just run the speed option? Maybe a little power option with Drake London. Kyle Pitts leading the blocks. You got to work on that. Can we not just do that, Falcons? Let's let Bijan run quarterback. He'll escape. Run a speed option or a couple read RPO. Look at him. Boom. Pitch is there. Boom. Check down. Hey, we got it all figured out. Nope. We're going to put Kirk Cousins back out there. And his Achilles is... Bruh. We got the disabled crew out here playing for the Falcons, including the head coach. What are we doing? But anyway, yeah, I saw that. I did see that. I don't think you could see. Hold up. With them boys. Oh, you can't see it. Yeah. My Falcons jersey is it's under that back there. even know it. So speaking of, Mr. Raheem is going to the. Raheem Morris is live at the podium right now. I don't even listen to him anymore. About sick of everything he says. Everything. But I wanted to look at this right here. Okay? Let me show you something. If the playoffs started today, we're going to have Texas Tech as a 19.5-point favorite over Tulane. It's not a knock on Texas Tech. I think that's just more of a who Tulane isn't. I think, and they have to. I mean, it's part of the bracket at the moment. The group of like they're getting their highest ranked conference champion in, but I just don't see it being. I don't see it being good. Hold up. Zero Northern record. Oh no. Nah. Okay, no, we straight. Oh, that thought I was leaving some stuff off there. All right. Oklahoma underdog. Pick them between Alabama going to Oregon. Now that's a long flight. A long flight. But so that's a pick 'em between those two. That one would be interesting. Then you got Miami. You got Miami going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss being a 4.5-point favorite. Again, hypotheticals. Are they going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is that how they happen? Maybe. Yeah. The rankings right now, because when you look at the full rankings, Ohio State, if we're looking at common opponents, Ohio State beat Texas by 7. Georgia just beat Texas by 25. Both of them were at home during their games. Sure, first game of the year, last game of the year. But if all of that's being measured, let's not forget. Indiana, I like what Kurt Cignetti's doing, and I also think Fernando Mendoza. In college football, you're going to face some adversity. How do you come out of it? How do you overcome it? I don't really know. I don't know how to. I'm trying to bend the. How can I get the? I don't know. irritating. I need it to be. Hold on. We them boys. We making noise. Oh, of course. I gotta start figuring out how to make some more shorts. Because not making shorts is killing me, and that's why there's not really the follower ratio, I guess what you would call it. Yes, and what's crazy, I made that short. I made that short in like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just messing around. That's the crazy part. I was literally just kind of jocking, and it is still going, and I haven't looked at it obviously since I went, so an hour, but it just keeps, and that's what's up. I mean, that's why I need more, because right now it's in the moment. It's you know what I mean, like they're starting to spin. It's in the algorithm. I need to get them mugs out, but it's always, I don't know. I'm gonna look into some different little things, some softwares. BYU and Utah, I guess. So Texas, I guess they'll play in the conference championship with, I assume, Texas Tech. But Utah beat Texas Tech, I think, right? Maybe wrong. It's like a weird, like a crazy little circle they got going on out there with the Mormons. Don't know. There's a tiebreaker over BYU for Texas Tech. Utah has a tiebreaker over one of them. And then Miami, I think the first initial rankings, they short sticked Miami. They ranked them too low. Problem is then they just tried to overcorrect it last week, and it threw it, out of the world. I don't know. The SEC championship is another one. Like, who's going to SEC? It's Bama, Texas A&M, or Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Does Georgia end up in the SEC championship? I think Kirby cares about it. Like, that's another piece of hardware. That's another piece to his legacy. If he could get there, I don't think Kirby's the one that's going to shy away from the another chance at a big game. Really? So A&M would have to lose to Texas? No. How did Bama get? Bama's one loss is a conference, okay? So A&M has to lose to Texas. Georgia's loss is to Bama. Tiebreaker, Bama. Georgia. I don't know. That's interesting. That is. It's Georgia, Bama. I mean, it's just, it's the cream of the crop. It always comes to the top. It's SEC championship's going to be it's going to be a good game regardless. I keep just wondering, and I like Marcel Reed. I think he's a dog. I like Elko as a coach. You could tell prior to that halftime speech or correction, whatever he did. in his little interview, he went in there and he let the boys know, the hell are we doing out here? And they but I keep saying, is it as much as a comeback as it is a collapse from South Carolina? Shane Beamer talking a lot of ish before halftime. Okay, great. So Texas A&M reaches the SEC championship if they beat Texas, or Auburn beats Alabama. I don't think that's an and. That's just a or. Mississippi State beats Ole Miss. So if they lose, if they lose to Texas, it does hold them out. Okay. Alabama reaches if they beat Auburn and Texas beats A&M, or they beat Auburn and Mississippi. So right now it looks like it's A&M and Ole Miss, like as we sit right here. And this is reported by CBS Sports. Or beat Auburn, Alabama wins three-way tie with Ole Miss / Georgia based on SEC opponent winning percentage. That's interesting. Georgia makes it if Auburn beats Alabama or Texas beats A&M, because common opponent, I assume, with Texas, or Ole Miss beats Mississippi State. Wait. So Georgia reaches if Ole Miss beats Mississippi State. So if Ole Miss, the Egg Bowl, Georgia wins three-way tie with Alabama, Ole Miss based on it. Interesting. So the other ones could not even matter. Ole Miss beats Mississippi State, Georgia's in. Or does it have to go in order like that? Sheesh. Yeah. It's there's a lot of movement. Georgia obviously has Georgia Tech, so it won't affect them. That's why there's not a Georgia, beats X, Y, and Z. Oh, so here's how Ole Miss reaches. Ole Miss reaches if they beat Mississippi State, and Texas beats Texas A&M, and Auburn beats Alabama. Ooh. So I think it's probably going to be Alabama A&M as we sit here right now, not Ole Miss. Shit. That's so much. So much to still happen in already we have had a chaotic season of football. There has been an upset every weekend, it feels like. I'm not talking about upsetting the 24th ranked team and rushing your field, Wisconsin. I'm talking about there's been some upsets from some jokers that's in the top 10 on a regular basis. We almost had two of them in the top 5 last weekend. The thing is, like with South Carolina, they're wild. Lenora Sellers, the way he played in the first half against A&M, and Dylan Stewart, the defensive end, who probably is going to be a top 5 draft pick when he declares, getting after Marcel Reed, the way they played in the first half is what was expected of them before the season started. Everyone was high on them, and then they've had a season not to be super proud of. But with that being said, Shane Beamer's already said they're going to be back in it next year. 2026 coming. they're going to be in it in 2026. My man is already claiming it. And, hey, do your thing, boss. Recruiting's going to be on that East Coast, Northeast-ish. James Franklin, X is filled right now of so many players that had a offer from Penn State or they accepted an offer from Penn State or, committed to Penn State, I should say. There has been a decommitment and I'm telling you, James Franklin had a binder or an email, whatever you want to call it, a file of all the guys that he's been on the trail trying to get hard, that he's built relationships. He's a great recruiter. Okay, he doesn't win the big game. No big deal. You get rid of him. I'm interested to see who Penn State gets at QB. But what I do know is there's a lot of commitments that are about to be broken, and they're going to go play for James Franklin. He talked about it in his press conference this morning, talking about he can't wait till his first home game, running out to enter Sandman. As a football fan, having that atmosphere on a primetime game against whomever, just the atmosphere alone is awesome. I think that it's probably one of the best atmospheres in college ball. But playoffs started today. You would end up having this bracket right here. I think it changes. I don't know. I was asked. I think I talked about it yesterday. Like, at what point does is a 2-loss team better than a 1-loss team you have up there? That's why the question of the day. Boom, boom, boom. Weeder. Yeah. Where's the question of the day, boy? Of course, didn't I? Bro, what happened here? What is this thing doing? But when I watch back my man yesterday giving like Reese that it's like that dude doesn't have much confidence in himself or possibly the picks that they're making inside that room. That's not good. That is not good. I would hope they're a little bit confident, but I don't know. I need to find this. Just had this joke open. Where is it? Weeda. Anyway, the question of the day is, because I can't. I don't know where it went. Do you think that we're going to go to a 24 team playoff? Are we going to a 24 team? We going to a 16 team? What are we doing? Are we going to get a 24 team playoff at some point? I say it over and over and over and over. You could do a 64 team playoff. There's going to be mad fan bases because there's always going to be teams on the bubble. And so, like, the teams on the bubble, it's like, if you do 24, that 25th ranked team is like, hey, we were better than them. You're never going to satisfy everybody. That's why, 2-3 years ago when, I don't know how, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when Florida State went undefeated, but the committee valued them without Jordan Travis, and boy, that one was very loud. You're not going to satisfy all the fan bases. It's just not gonna. But I think you're asking, like, right? You're asking these kids now to play. What is that? Another 2 games? I'm sure for the sake of the universities, that's great. It's just going to be an interesting type of thing. Got this sent to me from one of my researchers. Pulled it off. It looks like Myles Garrett on X. So in 2 weeks, you get Georgia Tech and Georgia. Haynes King, 2259 passing yards, so 2,259. 10 passing touchdowns, only 2 interceptions on the year for him. 807 rushing yards, 14 rushing touchdowns. 9-1 record. Gunnar Stockton, 2269, so 10-yard difference. 19 passing touchdowns with 3 interceptions, 350 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. So, you're looking at, we're going to have a battle now with the thing is with that game is Georgia they've shown they can score in abundance, just like that. Georgia has a defense. Not been the best all year, but it does seem that they are kind of finding their form. There's some freshmen getting some playing time that have been game changers. And so Georgia Tech's defense has been atrocious. Boston College, NC State. And that's the argument why with Miami and the difference with the difference in ranking. I mean, you Georgia Tech 16, 13, so they're 3 spots ahead. But Miami just blew the doors off of NC State. Yeah, I was at Miami, but Georgia Tech lost to them. And it wasn't like a low scoring, like they gave up some points to them. And so I think that is going to be the biggest factor. And it's just like I said when Georgia went to Mississippi State. Defense and run game travels. Because they were talking about the cowbells and you get it. Well, it did. And it did. They had a huge day running the ball. And then, obviously, the defense did what they did. But I'd still like to know. I haven't seen any answers or why or words or what was Billy Napier in Athens for? Was Billy Napier there to help draw up that onside kick? Let me see something. Let's see. What's up, Danny? All right. Let me see something. What is it looking like over there on the screen? This thing been. Bruh. Follow me. Everything is all right. My question of the matter is, wasn't special teams. Was Billy Napier ever a special teams coordinator? Yeah, see? Interesting. Billy Napier has experience as a special teams coach, though it was early in his career. Not his primary role, but it was under Dabo. No, that was with Dabo when he was a wide receiver coach. South Carolina's okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that was. He coached special teams, but it wasn't anything that would have flipped a switch on that onside kick. Personally, I think. So dial it up, dial up some pressure. Hit the old couch coach phone line. I don't know. I think I just might have just came up with a better we'll see. But anyway, give the couch coach line a call. Need to hear from you. Is there a flag on the play you upset about? A flag on life you upset about? I'd love to speak on your hot take, cold take, mad take, sad take. Welcome to the club take. I'd be glad to walk through some of the frustration, because I'm definitely a couch coach. And then one thing about it, two things for sure is I'm gonna be here, and I think it's about believing in myself. And getting it. I think it's believing in myself and going and getting it. I'm betting on myself, and I have a all-in mentality. And so, give me a follow, like, subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And I help grow with me. But I do believe that there is a future, because I'm believing in myself and I'm betting on myself, and there's no chance that I'm gonna give up on myself. And so, like I said, like, subscribe, follow, and give the phone line a call. Would love to hear from you. And let's take this thing up a notch. Grow a community. I'm gonna talk about the sports. I'm gonna break down some sports of my takes, a lot of its opinions. Hey, if it makes you mad, give me a call. If it makes you happy, give me a call. It's one of those things that I think the more authentic side, you can get down in the film, you can get all the X's and O's, but I think just the fandom community of college football, NFL football, I believe that we will do it. I'm believing in myself. Hopefully you can believe in me too, and we can take this thing to another level. Last, I don't know if I'd call it the last, but what's up with the Lane Kiffin sweet cakes, Lane Kiffin sweepstakes. So this could be every bit of nothing, and but this jet had a couple trips to and from Baton Rouge, and shake the keys like boo. Now, obviously, Lane Kiffin's daughter, his boyfriend is on LSU at LSU. I get it. I don't think she's flying. I could be wrong, but I think she's flying that private jet from the MMR Group. Is who owns it. Oh, who is MMR Group? Well, James Pepper Rutland. Yes, Pepper was his nickname on the field. Oh, who'd he play for? Yeah, LSU. Oh, he owns a very successful big company? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. So he's a booster of LSU? Yeah, probably. Now, could he just be going up there and begging, trying to make his point against everything to get Lane to come on down? He could be. I know that there's been, but Lane said yesterday there is no ultimatum. He's not been told, hey, I need it. Like, so, but I will say this, that Lane wants to win a championship. Whether that he's in the best position to do that at Ole Miss, or if he's at the best position to do that at LSU. And this is talent and money wise. How far are they willing? How far are they willing? How far is Florida willing? Lane wants to win a national championship. The dude coached under Saban, who watches E60. He went through some wild events. But at the end of the day, he wants to hold up that college football playoff trophy at the end of the season, be the last one standing. And so we are going to see it get really hot here in the next couple weeks. Because somebody somewhere is going to these schools. I think that we'll see. I think Jeff Brom is a very strong candidate. But I also think that teams need to look at Blake Baker, that LSU defensive coordinator. I'm telling you, if he does not stay on that staff, if he does not get a job coaching, and I mean head coaching, Kirby, go get him. That defense has been the only thing that's been awesome for LSU all season. And truthfully, in a season that they were probably supposed to be contenders. They had it up here. I wanted to see if I could find it. Let's see. Now, all these poly markets and Cauchy and who knows? Jeez Louise. I mean, when you look at this, and it's not gonna let me yeah. So you got Jed Fish is the one. That's a pretty big difference. But here's the funny part. You go to LSU, $32%. And this is what people were using during the election. I don't know enough about it. I just have seen this. He's nowhere near. Oh, imagine that guy. Imagine John Gruden. Why? If I'm LSU, Auburn, I think Auburn is them and Summerall, which is Tulane's head coach. We'll see. He might have a chance to right the ship, but Brian Hartline, Ohio State would have to do everything in their power to keep Hartline there, because you're talking about the dude who's been Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, all these wide receivers that he's like, I think wide receiver built really. Does that end if he takes a head coaching job? We'll see. Oh, yo. Yeah, I don't know why the Heisman wasn't. Why the Heisman acting crazy? There it be. Heisman odds? I mean, it's really, really cool. It's awesome to see a Georgia Tech quarterback and a Georgia quarterback in the top 5 of Heisman odds. That's pretty dope. So dope, dude. I'm in the camp of, I think Marcel Reed is a really good football player, but I'm in the camp of that first half was atrocious. Yes, they came back and they got the win in the second half, and it was phenomenal. But you just weigh out the awful first half. No, he played it. That is was he doing creating his own Heisman moment? No, that first half. So again, personal opinion here. Me. Time's on me. I don't think Marcel Reed should be on here. Julian Sayin has given us no reason to not think he's solid. They only scored 7 on Texas defense. Now, that was early in the year and his first true start. So, are they a different team? Of course. Diego, love it. Love how he plays. Truthfully, he's the little bit louder about it, Stetson Bennett. As far as age goes, I think Stetson Bennett had a little bit more, obviously. But age-wise, I think that they're pretty close. So knocking him on age as a Georgia fan is kind of what do they say? Oh, double standards. Sam Leavitt, Arizona State, is shopping. His camp is looking around. They're trying to see if I don't think he returns to Arizona State next year. Now, where does he end up? That we will find out. It's a wild, wild world with but I think James Franklin said it this morning with the NIL is where I was going with that comment. And I've said it and I stand on it. Like we're profiting with entertainment off of them. I think they should get paid. Just got to be some regulations on transfers and actual contracts and things of that nature. And just like a player could break a contract, a team could break a contract that they signed up for with a kid too. So it could benefit both. It's not just we're locking you in. Like if the contract says boom, 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 and then those are not met, that contract is broke. And that's why the agents, the real agents, not the scums that are trying to just piggyback some of these kids that have never seen this type. this type of money. So I think contracts would do a nice little play there. I was gonna talk about. I'm gonna. Let's talk about it tomorrow. On the Thursday episode, Beyond the Finish Line, we'll break down. We're gonna break down the top coaches in each conference. So come join me. Let's talk about which coach is going to be the best. Where does James Franklin fit in the ACC? And who's coming to the SEC? That's it from me. As I said, believe in yourself. I appreciate you for being here, and we'll see you.